Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
Welcome to Mr. Curiosity, and this is a special show because it's a beginning of an end or the end of a beginning. What is it, Mindy?
It's both.
Every beginning is an end, and every end is a beginning.
Exactly.
You're scaring people.
Oh, this is getting really deep.
Yeah.
John Meyer is here with the big announcement. You say, well, first of all, he
Now
has to
you're
make,
really scaring
he has
people.
to make the announcement because he's leaving any minute now. He's got his big vacation coming up. And,
I got to get out of here.
All right, get it all out, big guy.
All right. And this is actually true. The next time that I see the three of you
Right.
will be the morning that we are launching 2 more hours of live local news. So we're currently on WNEP every morning, 4:30 to 7. We will continue to do that like we do all the time.
4:30 to 7, then Good Morning America starts.
Yes. But starting Monday the 16th. So that morning, we're going to go live from 4:30 to 9. But the last 2 are on WNEP Plus, streaming. The first live streaming newscast ever in Northeastern and Central.
And for anyone who
Wow.
How did I
feels-
do? Was that a good?
That
it
was
was awesome.
really good.
But
Now I'm
here's
freaked out.
The part that's weird is when people hear streaming, 16:2, digital, plus, they get confused.
It's hard to keep track.
So here's all you need to know. Everyone has a smart TV anymore.
Right.
You can't say you can't afford it when they're like $70 at get
And
came
certainly
at
anyone
Target.
that's watching this or listening to this has a way to get
Right.
WNEP
Yeah.
Plus.
So on any smart TV, you just go and you search WNEP in the search bar, and then the app shows up, and you download the app, and that's it. You watch us for free for the rest of your life. 7 to 9, you can watch the morning news. I hate to say this, but cut your cable. Could I say that, man?
I don't know if you can say that, but
We're going to have to clear all the language that he's allowed to say.
I know.
I know. There's
Well, I can
Live
play.
podcast.
I'll play the bad boy, and then
So
I
on
get rebel.
WNEP, we're going to be on from 4:30 to 7. and
Nothing's
then
gonna change with
Good
that.
Morning America is going to start just like normal.
Yeah.
But for us, at 7 a.m., we're starting a whole new 2-hour newscast.
So you just click on the
Just
app.
on WNEP Plus. You go to that app. It's so easy.
But if someone starts watching, let's say there's people that do this. They get up maybe 4:35 and they watch already on their smart TV on the WNEP app. It's going to be seamless. It's just going to keep going from 4:30 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9. It just
when you say it that way, it sounds really long.
I know. Well, listen, we're all
Don't
playing.
think of it that way, Mindy.
Okay.
No, but we're playing the company card a little bit. I mean, when they came to us, it's like, oh, now this is extra work, but we're going to enjoy it. We're going to make
It's
the
gonna
most
be
of it.
fun.
And it's going to be fun because it's going to be looser and different and I like longer weather forecasts.
And that's an
more
important-
descriptive too.
You talked about how it'll be seamless if you're watching on WNP Plus, our morning show. So if you are a morning show viewer now, which we know tons of people are,
Yeah.
this is going to be different. So if you watch at 6:30, come with us at 7, and it's going to still have the news. It's still going to have the weather, but we're adding a whole lot more. Do you want to call it freedom?
It'll be fun.
It's
gonna
weird,
breathe a lot
weird
more,
stuff.
where we're just able to.
It's on.
Not a typical newscast.
No, it's going to be looser. It's going to be more undergroundish. It's gonna
Loosey goosey.
It's going to be goosey too. I know it's going to be
Loosey-goosey.
loose, but I didn't know it was going to be goosey.
Is that in the official language?
It's
of this too?
loosey goosey.
Newswatch 16 AM Plus. It's loosey goosey.
And Mindy thought of a great motto for the new streaming. 1, 2, 3. Stream
Stream
it,
it,
baby!
baby!
Nikki, you're not in on this yet?
She didn't get the
Stream
memo.
it, baby!
I didn't get the memo. I'm out of the loop. Stream it, baby.
Stream it, baby.
So what's the other
perfectly.
announcement? Mindy, you want to make that one that comes with this podcast? Or do we want me to do
Oh.
it? Nikki, what are we going to do?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Mindy.
So now this podcast is going to be part of our streaming show.
Yes.
So every Friday, we're going to be doing this at 8:30 in the morning.
Right.
From here, live during the show. But then you can still get it in your podcast form as well.
Yeah, so instead of being is bi-weekly every 2 weeks? Or is
Yeah.
it so instead of being every other week, you download this, it's going to be every week. It's going to be a weekly podcast. Instead of being like 40, 45 minutes, it's going to be every week for about 25, 30 minutes.
So that means we might need more questions.
Oh, is that your
Ooh.
trick, Nikki?
She's a pro.
She's got the
We might.
segue.
Yeah.
True professional here.
Get your questions to brownbag@WNEP.com, and then we'll answer them live on television now. Or you can still listen on your podcast source or watch on
both.
YouTube or both or anything. Yeah, this is all good.
It's going to be great.
It's a lot.
Now look at the top of the brown bag. What do you see?
I see questions.
It's overflowing.
Yeah.
And I want all you guys, because I tried to mix it, and every time I mix it, the questions fall out. So dig deep if you want. But if you want to go shallow, go ahead. But don't just think pick the top. Go deep into this thing, because I didn't have a chance to mix it.
And I really am going to leave, so can I ask the first question
You're gonna
before
do
I
the first-
run off on vacation?
Yeah, you have to pick the first question, and then Mr. Vacation. So what's describing?
Here's
For us commoners who have to work for a living, what's the feeling going? Let me count the days off.
Commoners that have to
Saturday,
work.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 10 days of freedom.
this is coming from the guy who has more vacation than anyone.
No, it's so true. So true.
No, but you have a lot. So
love
it's
it.
10 days of sleeping in, doing what you want every day. So he's leaving any minute. He's going to get the
I
first
have to
word.
leave to get to the school to pick up the kids. It's their last day of school.
Yeah.
So this is airing after that, but it was the last day of school, and then we're heading off on vacation. So
Nice.
Perfect.
Well, how about the first question is mine on this brown bag?
I
How
already
long did
picked
it?
it.
How long
Oh.
did it take your wife to pack, and how long did it take you to pack?
Oh.
Like, and he doesn't
Oh,
want to.
Joe.
You don't want to.
With her, it's a week-long
Okay,
process.
and how long does it take you to?
3 minutes?
But to be fair, she's packing for 3 kids,
Yeah, but he could pack 2 for 3 kids too. It would just be like,
just throwing
pair
stuff
of
in
underwear.
the yeah.
You know
Towel.
what? It's interesting because you get to different phases in parenting, and you both know this. But when we used to go, we just go to our family's cabin out in the woods. When we used to go when the kids were little, and you have all this extra gear for young
Pack
kids,
and play.
it would be so much stuff to load. Now with kids the age of my kids, it's really not that much stuff anymore. It's such a difference.
Yeah.
When you don't have to take baby gear and toddler gear and all that kind of stuff.
It's true.
Now it's just throw some clothes in a bag and let's go.
all right, so one question,
All right.
and then you're out of here.
And I'm
Keep
outta
the
here.
questions coming, people. Brown bag at WNEP.com. Here we go. First one.
Joe, why don't you have Webster back from Rock 107 for another interview and find out what he's up to since his retirement? The first one was hysterical. I must have listened to it 5 times.
Oh, Webster. So
Oh, that's
for those who
awesome.
don't know, he was the DJ on Rock 107 for decades. He's a buddy of mine. He's in his mid-late 60s now, and he was a guest on this podcast 2, 3, 4 years ago. So if you want to listen to that one, the guy is hilarious. Now, he's the kind of dude. I tried to get him back many times. Guess what he tells me? Are you kidding? Hell no.
So he just wanted to fade away.
He's
into
one of those
retirement.
guys that he doesn't want the attention. He doesn't need the attention. He wants to just cut the cord and be free of every responsibility. So I
Wow.
tried to get him. He won't do it. He will not do it.
So
Wants to
I
live
was
his
gonna,
life.
I was going to say this isn't really a brown bag question because it's just a comment. But let's make it a brown bag question. Would you, in retirement, just want to fade? We're all in high-profile jobs
Yeah.
Right.
in front of the camera. And Joe, you're closest.
Yeah. There's a part of me, I hate to say it's a character flaw. I like the attention, and I would do it, I think, because I think I'd be
Still
bored.
be-
Yeah, and I'd like to feel like, oh, yeah, I'm still relevant. I got something to say. But he's one of those guys, he does it. He just, no. He laughs. He's like, no, hell no. He's
Isn't that
done.
funny?
What about
What do
you
you think?
guys?
I probably would do it if somebody asked me just to be nice.
Oh, so you would do it to be nice, not for the ego.
Yeah, and I do. I can see myself. I don't know what Webster's doing, but I can see myself being in a little cabin in the woods, away from people, and just being really happy with that.
If you want to see what he's doing, go to his Facebook page. It's like smoking a cigar in the pool every day. That's
Nice.
Wow, that's nice.
I could do that too. That sounds
I
good.
could see myself still having some kind of public role, like going and doing interviews.
Well,
or
we're
doing-
going to vote for you for governor. Governor of Pennsylvania is what I think John should do.
He'd be good for anything.
I know,
He'd be good for
right?
anything.
You got my vote.
And what about you,
guys.
Nikki? You still have that? You think?
I think a little bit.
Yeah.
You're right. It's hard to give that up.
Yeah. Are we flawed?
Maybe
we need
a
the
little.
attention. We need the attention or something.
I think you guys just really enjoy the interaction of the public.
I do.
which- yeah.
do too.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a better
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
That's a good
spin
way
on
to put it.
Yeah.
The people connecting with people. That's
I
what
know.
life's all about.
And the cool thing is, people may not know this, but we get a lot of letters and a lot of emails from people saying, I can't help but start my day with you. If you guys aren't there, my day's not the same. Those kind of letters and emails just make you feel like, wow, I'm doing something
Yes.
And just going to the grocery store and people saying, "Oh, I got a kick out of what you guys did
Don't you
this
love
morning."
it?
We do. We love
Yeah.
that.
It makes you feel good.
So maybe it's a little ego. Maybe it's just
we're
Yeah.
interactive
Who knows what
people.
it is?
Yeah, when I go to concerts and people recognize me, other people who recognize me at the concerts, they go, Joe, I feel bad for all these people, and I'm like, it doesn't bother me at all. I like it.
Yeah.
Because
like
it means we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
and
people
it's
are
nice to
responding.
meet people and have fun. I don't mind it at all.
All right, I'm out.
You're out of here, Johnny baby. What?
Should
Have a
Sean
good
take my
vacation.
place?
Oh my gosh, we
I
need
think
another
so.
Sean
person.
is bad.
Take your
Sean's
place.
sitting
Sean,
in the
did you
shadows in the corner.
Mr.
Out
Digital
of the
Media,
shadows.
Bad.
formerly known as Webmaster, Digital Media Director,
Digi-
DMD.
Like adjusting the shine.
Digital
So
guru.
I'll see you all live on WNP
Oh my
Plus
gosh.
Monday, June 16th.
Oh my gosh,
Be
John.
there.
That's the next I'll
Well, I
see
have
you.
another question. You're driving out to El County.
Yeah.
Your wife says, let's get a lottery ticket. You hit the big one. Are you coming back?
I may not. See you later. With that, I'm out.
He's not allowed to buy any lottery tickets.
You're going to hate yourself. Nothing to do all day except spend money. You're going to become a miserable.
I'll be back.
You're going to become
Okay.
a miserable
Have
rich
fun,
man.
John.
He would just
There we
become
go.
a jerk,
He
right?
would become a jerk.
I know. He'd be like
Elon Musk.
I was going to say that.
There, I
I was going
said
to say
it.
that.
Never
You never
sat on
sat
this
on the
side.
side?
No,
How does it
feels
feel?
There's not too
It's
many.
like batting lefty.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, well, let's give Sean a break. Nikki, you're up. We're going to
All
go
right.
clockwise from John. So now you're going pretty shallow there. You don't want to go deep.
It's hard shallow today.
Hard to reach deep.
Yeah, I'll go deep because I did, like I said, I try to mix them. But these are questions from you, the people. It's only as good as you make it be.
Joe, how come you don't take a turn visiting elementary schools and reading to students? All other on-air personalities take their turn.
I have a good answer for that, and I think it's sufficient. Number one, I hate it. I don't like elementary school doing things like that. It's just
Really?
not me. No, I
It's
don't
not
like
you?
it. And I do it more than everybody here. Are you ready for this? And this is what I told management years ago. I teach at Marywood University. I am with hundreds of students per week. I do wham cam when I'm mixing it up with people every single week. So you guys go out for this Dr. Seuss stuff, what, once a year for a week?
Yep.
I'm doing it twice a day at Marywood University, 3 times a week, and once a week wham cam, mixing it up with the people.
So you are reading to the kids, just older kids.
Yeah, but I'm not an elementary school kind
The
of guy.
thing is,
I don't
I've
like
seen
that.
you with little kids. Like I've seen you with my little kids. You had that weather book that you wrote that was so
I did.
fun.
I like to
feel
have
like
fun
you're
with kids, but
good.
I don't like structured. Look who's here. Let's welcome Mr. Snedeker, and then all
Oh.
the students are there, and it's formal, and I sit down, and no.
It's just too much, huh?
I just hate reading books like that. No, it's too serious and structured and weird.
Okay.
It's not my thing.
All right.
That doesn't make me a bad person.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly bad. That's all right.
Even when I would read to my kids when they were little, I couldn't wait for the books to be over.
Yep.
I'm like, get this over with already.
Let's
I'm
get
bored
this
to
over
death.
with.
Yeah, let's just get this over with.
Joe would sneak in, rip half the pages out.
So that's your answer. I do it, but I do it in a different way. Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take
sure, why
that.
not?
All right, take that.
Take
Mindy, you're up.
that.
Well, what about you?
Oh, I forgot
It's
me.
your
All
turn,
right,
yeah.
see? All right, so
Don't
you're
forget
right.
yourself.
I forgot myself. All right, so here we go. Why doesn't Nikki read to school? Why do people say sailing the 7 seas when there are only 5 oceans? Tanya from Nanticoke. All right. This is where Sean May have to do the AI thing. All right, so sailing the 7 seas.
Well, there are seas: Mediterranean Sea, Baltic Sea, Black Sea.
I think they used to split north and south in meaning the northern Atlantic and southern Atlantic. I think that's why. I remember I do teach oceanography.
That's right. So
But
you
this
should
is-
know the answer
Well,
to this
this is more
question.
folky though, but I think they used to separate the Atlantic and Pacific into 2 parts. I'm pretty sure. Is that why, Sean? AI answer?
Yes, the Arctic, North Atlantic, South Atlantic,
Yeah.
North Pacific, South Pacific, Indian, and Southern Ocean.
There's your 7 seas.
There's your 7 seas.
Yeah, but of course.
There we go.
This is a human construct. There's really only one ocean covering the entire planet. And we humans come around and name things. So if you want to separate north to south, you can do it. But
Is there a line that divides the ocean?
well,
Say-
what would the line be? The
I don't
equator,
know,
you
but
mean?
it's
Like
like,
a physical?
okay, so here's the Atlantic Ocean, then right over this divide
Yeah, it would
is
definitely
the
be the
Pacific
equator,
Ocean.
I'd say.
Okay.
Definitely be the equator. Great question. I love it. Oh, Minnie's, she's laughing.
You are getting pummeled today.
That's all right. Hey,
You are just
bring it on, brown
the
bag. Bring it
insults.
out. Here we go.
Insults and infections.
Well, wait a minute.
What?
I don't want it.
But I was
No, I'm just
excited.
kidding. I would never
But
ring that
we
bell.
do.
I would never ring that bell.
All right.
Bring it on. Here we
Well,
go.
I mean, you can ring it if you want. But anyway, Joe, how come you never go to WNEP outings or parties? It doesn't look good. Are you too cool to spend some time with your coworkers?
I'll just quick rewind and just play that last
You
answer.
need to
saw
get
that
off your
picture.
bike and make an effort to be with your coworkers. We hear it all the time how you just like going to outings. Maybe you can take your rubber gloves with you. You can clean your coworkers' toilets.
All right, well, you answer that for me. Do you think that's accurate? No.
You go to some
Yeah,
things.
I do. So I don't know
Yeah.
why. I think he's referring to the fact that a month ago, I thanked John Meyer, who just left, for not inviting me to his daughter's
Oh, that's right.
First Holy Communion,
Yeah.
or son, right?
Yeah, son, yeah.
Maybe
And
that's what he's
maybe
referring
the
to.
picture from over the weekend that we posted.
Right, for
I have
the,
to
the,
see
the
when the
baseball.
When was the email sent?
Yes, we'll look at the date here.
Well, I don't know.
Sunday, June 1st. So this is
was
recent.
that before the baseball game that you guys all went to?
That was the day of the baseball game.
Because
Maybe
half
that's-
the comments on my post were, "Where's Joe?"
I don't
Yeah.
like baseball. I can't sit and watch a baseball game.
Yeah, that's
I'd love
true.
to hang around with
Right.
you guys, but I
Yeah.
can't. I
Right.
can't do that. I can't watch a baseball game at all. It's torture for me. I think
Could
the,
have gone and just not watched the game.
That's what a lot of us do.
and the other thing
Spend
is,
quality
Mindy,
time with us.
Sean's just twisting.
maybe I'm
the
guilty
knife.
as charged. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay.
The other thing is, as you know, what do I do with all emails that are sent from corporate to everybody?
You didn't even know
I
about the
deleted.
baseball. You didn't know about the baseball
So
game.
I didn't even know about the baseball
yeah.
game.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless it's coming to me, then I feel it's important. If it's from management to everybody, I delete it because I don't
Right.
want to be bothered.
Right. Gotcha.
Listen, I'm going to be 60 years old. Cut me a break. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot.
You've done a lot. You've been there, done that. Sean, you're not getting
My turn?
It's definitely your turn. You're not getting away
I've
with
seen
it.
enough, Mindy. Okay,
You've
I
seen
don't need
enough
to-
baseball. I got to meet Nikki's boyfriend, which was really fun.
I want to meet this dude.
Yeah,
Dan the man.
He is Darren.
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 And he is so cool. Like he's a really nice guy.
I could tell. But
thank
based on what
you.
she tells me
Yeah.
he does every weekend, I want to hang around with this guy.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, some redemption for you.
Who's being nice?
This is from Anne Marie. Doesn't say where she's from, but after hearing so much about cleaning the shower/tub with a loofah, I had to try it.
Oh my.
No.
Joe is right. It works great. Although I will only use that one for cleaning.
Wait a minute.
Thanks for the tip.
Oh, I think I can leave right now. How many years has this been? I finally get redemption.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
tears in my eyes.
Do you realize how, in case you're new to the podcast, I've been saying for years that I use my wife's loofah, pink, to
Yep.
clean the shower and tub when she's not around. And then I rinse it off and hang it back up, but she doesn't know I use it to clean. And you guys all hate me for it.
We
you think
do.
I'm a dirtbag.
Exactly.
This person sees the value. It's better than a sponge. It's better than a washcloth. It's perfect for cleaning the wall of your shower and bathroom.
I can totally see that's the case, but notice what this person said.
She has a
I have a special loofah for the cleaning. Your poor wife doesn't realize what's going on her skin. But
I
that's
clean
okay.
it after I use it.
The little bacterias and the...
Yeah. Partial redemption, I guess.
Partial.
Yeah,
redemption, yeah.
partial redemption.
That is funny, though, that you gave somebody that idea, right?
It's also funny that my wife has no idea. After all of this, I thought it would. She'd
Get back to
didn't
her.
Get back to her yet. And when I see her use that, I just shake my head. I'm like, oh,
Someday
boy.
someone is going to come up to Dawn and say,
And they're gonna tell her. I know.
I know. Do you know this is what happens?
Do you guys know what I mean? Though it's so good for cleaning
It is.
because it's got just enough grit.
Well, and the nice thing, too, is they're only usually $1.
right.
You
So if
know?
you buy a sponge, it's gonna be $3.99.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they're $2. It depends on where you buy it. But if you
Maybe
go
I'll
to the
try
dollar
it.
store, it's
Try
$1.
it out, you guys. Go get a couple and start cleaning stuff. I think it's good for dishes too. Toilets.
You know, it would be good for dishes.
Yeah, toilets,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, make sure you keep it separate.
Yeah, or get a separate
Tub,
one if you don't want to be a dirtbag
sink.
like me.
Yeah,
Back.
exactly.
Nikki, back to Nikki.
Nikki. On the Best Episode Ever podcast.
Sean, name that one
Oh,
because it wasn't so good.
It was just me.
the subject came up about windy roads or winding roads.
Okay,
Oh my
yeah, winding
gosh.
roads. Yep.
I
Spelled
can't
the same.
read. Yeah.
Spelled the same.
Spelled the same.
One day I
And
asked.
a road can be windy, so I can see where you got that.
True. One day I asked an older person who resided in Jessup about the road on Route 247 come from Mount Cobb to Jessup.
247.
He told me that before improvements were made on the road, it was extremely windy. He told me the road was constructed with all the big curves to make it easier on horses going down the steep mountain with heavy wagon loads.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
See the things you learn here on the podcast?
Yeah.
Someone asked us in that episode why so many roads are windy.
Oh.
And I said, well, I don't know. There's property lines and there's boulders and terrain. And
So, yeah, I guess if you're thinking of a horse.
if you have to scale a mountain, you can't go straight up.
Right.
or
And
down.
a horse that's going down with a heavy
Yeah,
load, you
you
would need
got
to,
it. And maybe that was the prelude to the road that came later.
Mm-hmm.
See the things you learn here.
People are answering.
That's why roads
Yeah.
are windy sometimes. I'm going all the way to the bottom. This is like the Precambrian at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Are you ready for this question?
We haven't gotten any Travis questions yet, have we?
I don't know. We
No.
haven't been reading the.
I didn't see any. I didn't see any
All
yet.
right. Since all of you are on such irregular sleep patterns, this is from Derek Rains. Do you remember your dreams? Derek from Mountaintop.
A lot of
Yes.
times I do.
I do.
Do you?
I mean, it's nothing that I can really think of right now, but I always do wake up and think, oh, yeah, I was dreaming.
I do often.
So his point, though, do you think it changes because of our weird schedule?
It might.
Doom, 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 doom.
We
It
doom,
has
doom,
more
doom.
to do with the type of sleep you're getting. I think you hit REM, that's generally when you're going to get dreams. Now, I don't know about what it takes to remember them. I don't know if your sleep, like when you're sleeping, matters as far as your ability to remember what
I
you
always
dreamed.
thought it was if you wake up during REM or if you wake up during your dream, that's how you remember it usually. But maybe that's not always the case.
Do you guys ever do this? And I read the study on this that proves it correct, that your brain, when you're subconscious and you're sleeping, is trying to solve puzzles
Problems.
and problems
Yeah.
that you do during the day unconsciously a lot of times. And I know the Beatles and Paul McCartney used to say, oh, they woke up and there was just a great song in their head and they wrote it down quick. I have a version of that. I'm sure all of you do. Like I'll be building something at home or fixing something and I don't finish it and I go to bed. And then I wake up the next morning and like there's an answer to what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, if you screw this to that and put this on top, and it does work. So one thing your dreams are doing is trying to solve problems while you are sleeping, and they help you the next day. Or maybe if you're Paul McCartney, you're going to write a Hey Jude.
What if you have a dream that like all your teeth fell out? How does that solve any problems?
I think that, yeah. No, so you do have those scary dreams. Like everybody has the dream they didn't study for the test.
Or they didn't wear pants to school.
Or they wear pants.
Yeah.
So what is that doing? That's helping you to not make that error.
Or
You
to
better
realize,
study or you better put clothes on.
Yeah, or to realize you're having those feelings of anxiety or whatever.
Let's turn this into a feeling section, Mindy. So tell me how you feel about it.
I like remembering a lot of my dreams, but some of them are weird,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have that teeth dream all the time.
Yes, the
Isn't
teeth,
that's
the
stress
tooth
related,
dream.
isn't it?
It is stress
Yeah.
related.
I
Yeah.
never-
Is this a
teeth
popular
falling out?
dream?
It
I never
is.
heard of this one.
It is.
Never
Yeah.
had
So
a
you
dream.
wake up and what?
No,
I'll-
you're in the dream, just all your teeth fall out.
All your teeth
Yeah.
fall out.
And
yeah.
that's a thing.
That's
Yeah.
a that is a
That's
big
a
that's a very
stress-related.
popular
It's
one.
stress related. It's something with if you're stressed about money or just I forget what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if
but
it's specific. I know it's stress related.
I wonder if that, because my friends, a lot of them tell me how stressful their lives and jobs are. And I'm like, I have no idea what you mean. I have no stress at all in my life. And maybe that's why. I never lost my teeth in a dream.
Okay.
Could this be?
Did you ever do the naked in front of your class,
I don't think I had that one either.
or forget you had a test dream?
That
kind
one
of
I
stuff?
have all the time. Forget I have a test. Even as a near 60-year-old man, I still think I'm going to.
So Mindy's right.
Yeah,
According
dreams-
to this
oh, you got
academic
it?
paper,
Okay.
yeah, if you wake up during REM, 80% of patients in this study remembered their dreams.
Oh.
I did a
Yeah,
dream
more
project in
frequently.
middle school, and I remember a lot of it. I did like a research project. So this says dreams about teeth falling out are common, often reflect a sense of anxiety, loss of control, or insecurity in your waking life. It can be linked to feelings of vulnerability or shame, or even a deeper meaning of personal renewal or rebirth.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I
There's a lot going on there.
I never had the teeth one.
I feel like it's sort of like a horoscope that the explanation was
that's
just
Not-
make it fit with whatever.
a lot
Yeah,
of that
you're
is
right.
Positive.
pseudoscience.
It
I
could be
think-
about renewal. or it could be
Yeah,
about
I think
this.
there's a lot of pseudoscience.
Yeah, that
in
was a little vague, but yeah.
But the REM thing is interesting. I did not
Yeah,
know
see,
that. That's probably true.
80% were more likely to remember their dreams if they woke up during REM. Yep.
Could we all
Crazy.
agree on this, or is this my ADD? When someone tells you, "Oh my God, I got to tell you this dream I had," I'm like, "Oh, please no."
no, I
Please
like
don't
to hear
tell- oh,
people's
do you?
dreams.
See,
Yeah, I do.
That and I've got a joke
Is it
are
my
the
turn?
two worst conversations. I hate when someone says, "I got a joke." Do you hate that, or is it just me?
It's just you.
Because then you're obligated to laugh at the end of their joke, even if you don't get it or think it's funny.
Are you though?
You don't have to.
You don't
Because
have
if
to
they
laugh.
tell you a joke, you can't just sit there.
Why not?
That's not funny. Because I feel like you let them down.
I don't like to encourage people who aren't funny. And then they think they are,
Oh.
and then you're just.
Okay, I don't know if
Perpetuating
I can
that.
answer. I don't know if I can read that one. So
I'll
tell
read
me.
it.
Not funny. Don't
Tell
laugh
me
at
if
my
I
joke.
can. I don't know. I'm not,
No, this is a good one. Read
It's a
it
good one?
because I think we
Okay.
have the answer to that one.
Okay,
I don't know.
I didn't know if we did.
Here we go. See,
I
this
mean,
is where-
sometimes people send in these emails and they're trying to get us into trouble. Have you noticed that?
That's the beauty of brown bag.
Yeah. This is from
We never know what we're gonna get.
This is from Suzanne. So, you may not answer this, but was there a falling out with Rob Rave? WNEP landscaping was always done by Raves, not Kurt praising a company called Atlas. What
Is
gives?
this not back in there? I feel like
I feel like we
answered this
address,
one
but
already.
people have the same
Yeah. Question.
queries sometimes. So here we go. So Rob Rave, I remember the day, the year 2005, when management said to me, "We're going to have this new landscaper in your backyard named Rob Rave, and it's a trade deal, meaning he gets commercial time on WNEP, and we get free landscaping, and he's going to be on your show, Joe." And I remember thinking, "Oh God, this is so not me. I'm gonna have to sit in the backyard before I do a forecast, listen to some guy talk about plants." It was really a bad day for me. And then here he comes, Rob Rave,
Or Ernest Hemingway.
He turns out to be this funny, sarcastic, warm, sincere dude, and we became best buds. I love the guy. We played hockey together. He's 10 years older than me, and then this relationship carried on. We became friends. We'd go drinking together. He'd do landscaping. And then, this was only about 8-9 years ago, management, decided to do a different path, I guess we'll say. And businesses do this. Why it happened, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a falling out. It's more like if Ford advertises on our station for 3 years, then all of a sudden they pull out and Chevy advertises. I don't know. It just happened. But
Yeah.
was
So,
there
not
a
a falling out with us? for
wasn't a
sure.
falling out?
Yeah.
Did management and him and his business not work out a deal? Maybe. Was he charging too much, too little? Maybe. I don't know. He never told me.
Yeah.
He never told me. So no big falling out.
He
No-
still does our Christmas tree.
No big gossip, yeah. But what probably happened is they said, if you want to keep doing our landscaping, you're going to have to charge less or do less ads. And he didn't like it. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Whatever. There was some business falling out, but it was not like a mean, angry thing. He still loves WNEP. He still loves me. And he loves all three of you.
It wasn't like Elon Musk and President Trump.
Perfect. It wasn't a Musk
Wasn't
Trump
like that.
thing.
Can I say that kind of
No,
stuff on the
I
podcast?
love how you're saying this.
Okay. Yes, it's you.
Don't you love the drama with that now?
It's like a WWE.
Yeah, I love it.
I feel like it's like Hulk Hogan. I feel like it's wrestlers fighting with each other.
We don't want to get political, but I love it. I
Oh,
just
my
love
goodness.
this. Yeah, it's
Suzanne again.
Oh.
Susanna.
Suzanne likes to ask the tough questions.
Oh.
What happened to the Talkback Extra podcast? It was awesome to listen to the nonsense calls of Talkback.
This
Do
is
any of
perfect for you.
Yeah, do any of you remember?
I don't even
I don't
remember this.
remember
no.
that.
So it was John
John Meyer.
and one of our producers would be some of the Talkback calls that weren't on Talkback, and we would play the calls, and John would kind of respond to what he'd give immediate feedback on what these people were saying in these calls. So he'd explain, like if they had a complaint about something, he would explain. It was similar to this, but it was in reference to like
It's-
some Talkback calls.
It's still out there,
Oh.
right? If someone wants to
I
listen.
mean, it still exists
Yeah.
somewhere. I'm
And that
sure
died
you
out
can
any
find
new
episodes.
ones.
Aren't any new ones. What happened? I think COVID probably killed that one. 'Cause that
Okay,
was
so
a
that's at
pre-COVID
least 4 or 5 years
show,
ago, yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
then I think COVID happened. It made it harder. to
COVID
do.
was 5 years ago.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it was, and then people got busy and things change, and that's
Yada yada.
That's
What
the nature of
producer was it?
I
So-
can't remember.
If anyone, people wherever I go, people ask about Talkback. Who wants to give the people listening now a good background on Talkback? Because people come to me all the time. I can't believe they put that on, or we love you. Why do you play those angry calls? That person. Here's the deal. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
The crankier the people are, the more bizarre, the more they're going to get played. We know it doesn't represent our area. These are oddballs. These are fringe people, and they're funny. So it's entertainment. It's funny to laugh at and with a lot of these calls.
And I think some of them, though, too, represent what a lot of people are thinking. Like if somebody
Maybe,
says, "Oh,
yeah.
stop interrupting my news to put on softball." There's a lot of people at home thinking that too. So we're just kind of representing what.
Boy, you're right, Mindy, because during a football game, if we cut in with a tornado warning or something,
Oh, they get mad?
My God.
Oh yeah,
Not
they don't
happy.
care about the tornado.
They don't care about the tornado, and it's not our decision, it's a management decision. But oh my God, the phones light up.
Yep.
Do any of you ever have insight as to how many calls we get, like in a day? Or that's someone's
once
job
told
here that
me-
has to listen to them all.
Someone once told me
Zoe,
it
I
was
think
several
does.
hundred.
Several? Could you imagine
But they
listening
don't listen to them all. I think they have them where they can read what they say.
Oh, so the script is out. And
Yeah.
and that's got to be a funny one. Let's play that one.
yeah, yeah.
So Talkback's a big thing here. No
Yeah.
other station that I know does it. And it's one of our more popular features.
I do remember one of our previous managers. He told me that it started like 30 years ago. He's retired now, and he remembers when Talkback started, and he's like, "This is never gonna
gonna-
fly."
yeah,
30 years later, it's still doing great.
And you
Little
have
did
to
he
admit,
know.
it's kind of bold because most TV stations take themselves too seriously.
It's true.
You're
Yeah.
not going to allow people to make fun of an on-air person. That's unprofessional. But we
And
don't care.
We don't care. We like it.
Bring it on. It keeps it real, man. It keeps it real. So keep them coming. And that's what this is about. This is the same thing. This is just like Talkback. brownbag@wnep.com. Get the questions in. Insult me. I don't care. Make fun of Mindy's
I hope-
fake eyelashes.
Exactly.
Are they fake?
Of course they are.
I reached to the bottom for this
Nikki,
one.
are your eyelashes fake?
No,
don't wanna say.
but I do have fake ones that I can put on. But
Yours
these
right now are not fake.
She's got
Right.
big, beautiful
I was gonna say,
eyelashes
they're-
naturally.
I think your fake ones, Mindy, aren't as lush as hers.
Yeah. No, my real eyelashes
Oh, you
Okay.
are pretty wimpy. So I do the fake ones.
Sean, let's do some
Well,
fake
thanks,
eyelashes.
Joe.
What do you say?
I could put some on you.
Why can't we break through these gender stereotypes?
I don't need fake eyelashes. I have nice, long,
Yeah, you do
beautiful
have nice,
eyelashes.
long-
You have
Eyelashes.
nice, long, beautiful eyelashes.
Yeah,
No, why
because
don't
you're
I
not
s-
constantly putting mascara on and then
I
No,
never
taking it
noticed
I
that.
threw
off.
mascara on these bad boys.
Oh, that would be nice.
I feel like we had this question. What happened to the old voiceover guy? Things just don't feel the same without him.
Do we have the answer
Which
to that?
one?
Did we have?
I know. How many do we have?
Which one? We had one forever, and then we had one more recently, not nearly as long. It's
I
same
wonder-
kind of thing. Just choices are
It's
made.
funny how it
It's
becomes
always
associated with the
a
station.
business decision.
This had to be 15 years ago. I was on vacation, and I turned on the local TV, and I heard the same guy's voice that does our station.
Oh,
and it
man.
was such a letdown. Because I was a
You're
little.
like, I thought that was our
It was
guy.
our guy, but it's some guy who sits in his basement studio and does hundreds of stations because he was born with the golden pipes. That's the truth.
Wouldn't
of
that be
all
a great way to make money?
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
no
a great way
person
to
here
make
that does
money.
that. They sit in some room hundreds of miles away and read nonsense every day for hundreds of stations and gets a big fat check.
Yep.
Good for him.
Exactly.
So we don't know this guy. He does many stations. They change.
But I have a conspiracy now though that
Oh.
we have some sponsored half hours in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Are some of the voices AI?
Well, and that could be the thing too. The voiceover folks, like with the AI,
their
their jobs. Could
Oh
be
my
Their jobs are
goodness.
gone.
Kind of iffy.
Oh.
because
Yeah.
If AI can do a read, then you don't necessarily need the human doing it.
Let me
Yeah.
ask
which
you
is
this, Sean.
tough because I don't know. I feel like a human can get some nuance in there that I don't think AI is quite capable of at this point.
I wish I can find it on my phone now, but when I listen to these feeds and there's like an explainer reel, it's the same guy's voice. You know what I mean? And there's something
Oh,
really
yeah, I know
intriguing
what
about it, and I want to listen to it. So I did a search once. Who is the guy who does all these? And they said it was AI.
Yeah.
There's something about, you know what I mean? It's that same
Yeah.
guy's voice, and I'm like, I want to see what he looks like.
Yeah.
And they said it was AI. So
There's also a woman's voice that you
I
see
never got
hear
the
on
woman one.
everything.
Radio DJs, some of those are AI voices now.
Are they?
Yeah. Every once in a while you hear them like mispronounce a band name, and that's pretty obvious. Then that's AI.
Sean, you may have to edit this out. You determine this. So speaking of AI, I just thought of another job that's going to be out.
News anchor?
When I was in college, one of my buddies, we used to make fun of him. He would call remember back in the day, the 1-900 erotic lines?
Pick up the phone.
He seriously would. We'd be like, dude, why are you calling that? And so we had to pay his phone bill because he would call those
Even
sensual.
at the time, it was like something like
Yes, it was
$5,
like
$6, $7
expensive.
to
a
hear someone talk
minute.
dirty to him.
Yeah.
So now I guess that girl's out of business, right?
Oh.
Just use AI.
AI, you could,
Yes.
right?
I don't know.
But who's even doing that anymore?
I don't think that. I mean, are there? I probably. Are
I
there
don't think
now?
there
Call
are.
someone up and talk
The
dirty
internet
to me?
probably
Yeah,
got
the
rid of that. Yeah.
The internet
Yeah.
killed the phone conversations, probably, like most things.
Sam, if you're listening, you did it, and you know you did it. Okay? So the truth is out there, you weirdo, you creeper.
Oh my goodness.
Who is it?
Is it my turn?
I think it's Nikki's turn, isn't it?
Maybe
That was
one more.
yours?
Maybe
Okay.
one more
All right.
Oh
round.
yeah.
Mickey, and this Sam was such a nice guy. We were surprised, but he owned up to
He
it.
had a dark side.
Yeah, like
That's what he liked to do.
Yeah.
you're justifying this.
This is his hobby.
The two girls here objectifying women. He was. Come
Well,
on.
I mean, I don't know. As long as he's not hurting
I
anybody.
was just saying it could have been worse.
Yeah.
I will say this: he wasn't a good-looking man. So
Oh,
that's-
all right, there you go.
in my eyes, but I can't tell.
What
a
if he's
good-looking man.
listening?
He's not. Even if
Okay.
he is, he would laugh. All right. Is there a website, Sean, where I could see actual rainfall totals per month for places in Wayne County? I live in South Canaan, and I want to see different rain totals than Scranton or even Honesdale. Bob Bryden. Yes, you can. I don't have the website memorized, but if you just type in, seriously, National Weather Service rainfall totals and navigate through the National Weather Service website, you can find all that. There are
There's
spotters out
tons
there,
of weather
tons of.
data. Like,
There's
you name it, and you can find it. On
there's
there.
tons of local weather reports from viewers and contributors to the National Weather Service. They're called trained spotters, and they have gauges all over the place. So just type in National Weather Service. For your area, I guess it would be Binghamton. Type in National Weather Service Binghamton. Minnie's bored already. National Weather Service of Boca. Navigate through the website, and you'll find rainfall totals for everywhere.
I'm just wondering why you need to know rainfall totals for your area, but I'm sure there's a good reason.
Minnie, talk to me.
Yes.
Talk to me in that special
They don't do
voice.
those. They don't do those anymore. And that wasn't me, even though there are rumors it was. All right. Oh, this is a good question. This is from Jim.
Jimmy.
It says, "Who cleans up the stuff that Joe throws over the bank?"
Is that a good question? Because why? Because I really
'Cause
don't
it's-
throw stuff over the bank.
Oh my goodness! I've seen you throw pumpkins.
Okay, pumpkins. Keep
I've
going.
seen you throw Christmas trees.
Keep going.
I got in trouble for that.
Okay. Only those two things. Maybe gourds,
Gourds, yeah.
fruits.
So only organic material.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff
the
over.
So who
moral
cleans
of the
it up?
story. So
Who
there's
cleans-
nothing to clean up if
Is
it's
somebody
organic.
composting it? What's happening?
It just
Just
goes out like an
decomposes.
apple in from a fallen tree. It's natural.
Okay.
So I only throw things over the bank that decompose and are naturally there.
goes back to the
I'm
earth.
not
What about
throwing-
fireworks?
Whoa, she's got me.
Imagine me out
Fireworks.
there
I'm
cleaning
guilty
up the
of
one day.
fireworks. There are rocket.
Yeah.
There are rocket.
Particles.
Cardboard, though, aren't they? Like the.
Bottle rockets are over the bank. I'm sorry, but everything else is organic and it decomposes. But Mindy
All right.
did get in trouble. I got her in big trouble.
I got in huge trouble for
A
that.
Christmas tree is natural. We
I
took all the
know.
lights off of it, the
I
ornaments, and
still-
we threw.
Don't
Why did you
understand.
get in trouble?
Oh, Nikki, it's a long story.
We don't want to relive this. We don't want
It was my only time getting in trouble in my 18 years here.
Oh no!
And I had to do this to you. I'm very proud of that.
I am proud of it. too.
Anyway, we don't litter. It's organic stuff.
Yes.
This kind of brings this podcast full circle.
Oh,
This
maybe to the
question.
end even.
So we got Tom C. from Archbald asking. I will keep asking this question until you finally put it on brown bag. So apparently there's a bunch of emails in there that are the same. Maybe. Whenever vacations, days off, or whatever occur, do you have to find your own replacement when you're out? I was a teacher, and you guys have more time off than teachers.
No, we don't.
It's a myth. So the time off thing is definitely confirmation bias because you notice when someone's off. But if you add up all my days that I'm off, for example, and I'm the senior here, I think it's 30. Is that a lot for a guy who's been at a company 30 years?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
If you
Only
were
5 weeks.
If you lived in Spain, you'd get like 3 months off.
Yeah, so a lot of people take full weeks off. I don't like to do that. So what I do is I take a lot of Mondays. Think about that. That's like 20, 30 Mondays a year. So if you're the average viewer, you're going to be like, that idiot's off again? But 30 days is not that much vacation for a guy who's been at a company 30 years.
Well, that wasn't his question. You're being defensive.
Oh.
Do you have to find your own replacement?
Oh, so, well, the weather office, we put in
That
the
was in
schedule.
harmony. That was good.
Yeah. No, I don't personally call, but no, it's now we have Anthony. He's our new meteorologist. He's the fill-in guy. Allie Gallo works weekends, so when I take off weekdays, she's the fill-in girl. So it's a set schedule. I don't have to
for
find
us,
anyone. But the
the
anchors,
weather-
you guys got it made.
Whatever. The weather department is different because you guys, I think, doesn't Kurt kind of coordinate a lot of that
Yeah.
for you guys?
Yeah.
For us, we ask for vacation, and if it's possible for us to be off, if there aren't already like 12 people off that day, they'll grant it, and they'll have to find a replacement. So we don't have to find our own replacements.
I think with you two, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not supposed to be off on the same day, right?
Right, which is very annoying.
You and John.
Yeah,
So
but Nikki and I, she has a good point. If you take off or I take off, we're affecting someone else's life.
Right.
They have to replace
Right.
us. You don't do that. If you take off, then John just does solo and vice versa.
But now we're going to do 4.5 hours.
Oh, that's
And the whole thing, I think it's going to be much harder to get time off now. I really do.
If I take off, usually just whoever's making the schedule will just ask somebody, one of the other reporters, if they mind filling in on the early morning shift.
Yeah.
Usually people don't. They like it.
That's because we're so fun.
Right. Yeah, I know. They all like it.
Well, let's end this with one final question. And by the way, it has to be the right one because this is the last question ever in the old format of Brown Bag. Because remember,
That is pressure.
it's now going to be a weekly podcast and it's going to be live, part of it on TV, perhaps. And it's going to be same basic dynamics, but every week.
Well, we
you're gonna
have to
get-
like be
Different?
a little less. No, you think we could still be as crass as we are?
I don't know.
I don't
Nikki, is it
know.
a good one to end with?
I don't know.
Well, you can throw it back in then. We need a good
Okay,
ending.
yeah.
Wait, I got to see what that was. You're making that face.
Find another one. Was it a good one?
What don't you like about this? Why do we need hedgehogs to determine whether or not you are pre-diabetic? Sean, are you ready to get on that one?
Hedgehogs?
Why
Is
not
it
dolphins,
commercial?
turtles,
the
puppies, kittens?
You've seen that one, right?
Yeah,
It's
why
the
not?
hedgehogs that are like at the beach.
Why
and they're
not?
like, if you're a man, give yourself 2 points.
Yeah.
If you're over 50, give yourself another point. It's like you're supposed to add up if you're pre-diabetic.
But do they do
If
some
you're
testing
overweight-
with hedgehogs? Or is this a joke?
No,
I
it's
think
just
they're trying to figure out what's the correlation
Yeah.
between.
they just want you to watch. So they figure hedgehogs are cute, so
Should
they'll
I put
get you
this
to
back
watch.
in, or did you answer it?
I just answered it.
All right, I didn't see that commercial. I thought maybe
I
they
don't
used
remember
it.
seeing that either.
I thought
It's on every morning.
there's hedgehogs in it.
So this one isn't a question, it's a comment.
Yeah, but is it a good ender?
But
for
it's a redeemer for Joe.
Oh, well, maybe it's good then.
2 redeemers in one day?
can't
I
have that.
truly believe Joe is immortal.
Well-
He survived a hot pepper. He has lived through Mindy shenanigans.
Ah!
He tolerates Don Jacobs and Andy Palumbo. And most importantly, he bravely battles the elements during his annual bike ride. Joe is the true manifestation of perseverance, and he deserves the utmost dignity and respect.
We can't end on a better
That
note
one
than
comes
And
from
that is
Joe
Mike.
S. That comes from Joe S.
Submit this.
Joe S.
Joe S. sent that one.
Is your pseudonym Mike?
And now I survived years of the podcast in its old format, and I will survive the new format, which starts. Does it start?
It
the following.
starts-
Yes,
Friday.
it's going to start. Oh, it's going to be on Fridays now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
So
the
when
20th
you listen
or
to
the
this one, it
21st?
comes out on
Friday the
June
20th.
8th, 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Is
we're
it
going to have a
the
new
20th?
broadcast on the
Is that the 20th?
Friday the
20th.
20th.
Friday the 20th. Get
From
ready. And then
8:30 to 9-ish.
Yeah.
from 8:30 to 9, it's going to be recorded. You're going to get a new half hour every single week for the rest of
So
your
you can watch
life.
it live, or
Yeah,
you can
watch it live
listen
and
to
then
it
we'll still
recorded.
Watch it live. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on our streaming app, and it'll be on all Audible listening podcasts too. And wait a minute, could I, Nikki? Where is that question? I survived.
Are you going to frame it?
No, what I want you to do. Could you get this thing put in like an acrylic disc and I'll wear it as a necklace.
That's
I'll
a
make
great
it into
idea.
a T-shirt.
T-shirt is even better. So final thoughts. This is it, everybody. We're moving on.
We're excited.
I'm
Yep.
excited for the new format
New format's going to be great.
Yeah.
Weekly is
and
better
this new
than...
background.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
get those questions because we're going to need more.
Yes,
Yeah,
folks,
that's
very
true.
good. So get your new questions. Brownbag@WNEP.com. Brownbag@WNEP.com. The more unique, the more invasive.
I don't know if invasive is the right word.
Really invasive so much. No.
Keep them real. Keep them weird. Send whatever you got. And we'll see you on, I don't know, what's the date, Sean? June
June 20th.
June 20th. And from there on, every week, baby. And let's end with our new motto. 1, 2, 3. Stream it, baby! Sean doesn't know.
Bye.
Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.